Hey guys, it's Geography Lover here. Welcome back to another brand new video. And today we're looking at the top 10 newest countries in the world as of June 22nd, 2025. So let's get started. So our first country in our top 10 is Bosnia and Herzegovina, which became independent on March 3rd, 1992. It is part of the continent of Europe, and its capital is Sarajevo. Before it was independent, it was formerly a part of the nation of Yugoslavia. Yugoslavia was a multi-ethnic country in the Balkan region of Europe, and made up of 6 countries, and we'll mention a few of the others here. But Bosnia and Herzegovina was one of the countries, as Bosnian and was an ethnic minority in the nation. It fought a war against Croatia in the 1990s. Have you heard of the Bosnian War? That was this nation. It's currently made up of ethnic Bosnians, Croats, and Serbs, which has caused some ethnic tension in the country in the past 30 years. Currently is not part of any European groups or anything besides the United Nations at this time. Up next is the Czech Republic, or Czechia, which became independent on January 1st, 1993. It's part of the continent of Europe. Its capital is Prague, and it was formerly a part of Czechoslovakia. So Czechia was one half of the nation of Czechoslovakia from the end of World War I in 1918 until 1993, when it voted to split into the Czech Republic, this nation, and the nation of Slovakia, which are 2 countries that exist today. This was caused by the fall of communism after the Cold War ended, and due to some ethnic challenges. Today, Czech Republic, Czechia, is part of the European Union and NATO. And the next country is also part of this nation, Slovakia, which was the other half of Czechoslovakia, which became independent also on the same day on January 1st, 1993. Also part of the continent Europe. Its capital is Bratislava, which is the closest capital to Austria. It's right here, and Austria borders it right there. Slovakia was also, with the second half, part of Czechoslovakia. Due to the fall of communism, it also split off, and it is currently part of the European Union and NATO today. The next country is Eritrea, which became independent on April 27th, 1993. It's part of the continent of Africa. Its capital is Asmara, and it was formerly a part of Ethiopia. So it was part of Ethiopia from the end of World War II until 1993, when it declared its independence after fighting a war against Ethiopia. The nation is currently part of the African Union and has participated in the Olympic Games since Atlanta in 1996 and Lillehammer in 1994. So Ethiopia originally acquired Eritrea after Eritrea broke off from Italian colonization during World War II. But then in 1993, Ethiopia lost the war against Eritrea for independence, so Eritrea gained its independence from Ethiopia. The next country is Palau, which became independent on October 1st, 1994, in the continent of Oceania, or Australia, and its capital is Nugalur Mund. I cannot pronounce that. I am sorry if I mispronounced it. So it was formerly part of the United States of America until 1994. So Palau is a group of islands, an archipelago, an island nation, formerly part of the Free Association of the United States until 1978, but it wasn't officially declared independent until 1994, 16 years later. Today, it remains a peaceful nation in the North Pacific Ocean and still has some military bases from the U.S. Fifth newest country is Timor-Leste, or East Timor, which became independent on May 20th, 2002. It's part of the continent of Asia, specifically Southeast Asia. Its capital is Dili. It was formerly a part of Portugal until 1975, and then Indonesia until 2002. Timor-Leste is a small island nation, which is one half of the island of Timor, which is in the Indonesian archipelago. It was originally a colony of Portugal until 1975, when it joined Indonesia after they invaded, until 2002, when it became a full-fledged independent nation, which was caused by some ethnic tension. The fourth newest country is another part of Yugoslavia, Montenegro, which became independent on June 3rd, 2006, which is also part of Europe, and its capital is Podgorica. Sorry if I mispronounced it. As part of Yugoslavia until 2003, and then Serbia and Montenegro until 2006. It was part of the nation, as I said, due to ethnic tension. It split and voted to be independent. But currently, Montenegro is part of the European Union and a member of NATO since 2017. The next news nation is also tied to Montenegro, which is Serbia, which was the main country part of Yugoslavia and the only one that still remains part of it today until it declared its independence until on June 5th, 2006, which is also part of Europe. Its capital was Belgrade. So it was the other nation part of Serbia, Montenegro. It declared its independence as well as Montenegro, but 2 days later, and is the only nation left from Yugoslavia besides Kosovo, which it disputes, but Kosovo did declare its independence 2 years later, which we'll get to that after this one. And speaking of that, Kosovo, which is the second newest country, gained its independence on February 17, 2008, declared it. Its capital is Pristina, it's also part of Europe, and declared its independence from Serbia and previously Yugoslavia. So Kosovo was the newest country out of all of the Yugoslav wars and the Yugoslav split. It gained its independence in the early 2000s rather than late 90s, but due to the ethnic tension of the high Albanian population in the country, it declared its independence from Serbia, which Serbia doesn't officially recognize, so it's still disputed as if it's part of Serbia or if it's part of its own nation. I myself believe it's its own nation, but leave in the comments if you believe that Kosovo is a country or a part of Serbia. So there's still some ethnic tension today, but in my opinion, it is the second newest country in the world. The newest country in the world as of June 22nd, 2025 is South Sudan, which became independent on July 9th, 2011. It was formerly a part of the country of Sudan. Its capital is Juba, and it's part of the continent of Africa. So it was originally part of Sudan when it declared its independence from the British in 1956 until 2011 when it declared its independence after fighting a little mini civil war against Sudan, which, I don't know, I'm pretty sure the civil war ended recently, but they're still fighting internally at this time. South Sudan is currently the youngest country in the world today. It borders the Sahel region, which is a transition between the Sahara Desert into the interior and the interior of the continent. Today, South Sudan is part of the United Nations and the African Union. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.